So you're searching for that purpose. You finally want to find that moment where everything seems to click. Aha, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. But there's a little problem: you don't have a purpose, or at least you haven't found it yet. You've tried a couple of things, like journaling, personality tests, watching motivational videos, and even you went to university probably, where you've dedicated 4 years of your life to studying a certain subject, hoping that this is your passion, this is the purpose that you want to do for the rest of your life. Also, all the people around you are, making good choices and they seem to have it all figured out. But to be honest, you watching them, it feels kind of frustrating. And the thing is, and this is also the message that I want to give you, is that you don't need passion to find your purpose. We've been fed this idea that just one day we'll wake up and we know what we want to do for the rest of our lives. But that's just not how shit goes, right? Purpose isn't found, purpose is built. And it doesn't start with passion, because passion is very intense and bright and in your face, and it fades very quickly. But it starts with curiosity. We hear it everywhere: follow your passion. And that sounds all great in theory, but what happens if your passion fades? What happens if your passion is not even present? Are we then just doomed to live a meaningless life? I think that's very dark and not true. Because think about it, all the times where you've been obsessing over something, like a skill or a hobby, just to lose interest in it weeks later. I had a thing with skateboarding when I was a kid. I bought a skateboard, I wanted to learn skateboarding. I first let my dad paint the back of the skateboard, only to lose interest weeks later. I did not want to do it anymore. And that's okay, because passion, just like any other emotion, fluctuates. It fades. And hear me out here, there's this psychologist, Angela Duckworth, who studies achievement and long-term success. And she thinks that it comes from grit, not passion, but that grit is responsible for our long-term success and achievement. And grit comes from something much smaller and much softer and quieter, and that's curiosity. Curiosity is different from passion, because passion and purpose, they demand very heavy and big answers. And that can feel very overwhelming. And curiosity is just the question, what if? What if I watched this mini documentary on YouTube about the entire history of the Middle Ages? It doesn't demand a big answer. It just simply invites you to take one step closer towards something that interests you in life. Let me give you 2 quick examples. One is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs did not wake up by thinking, I want the biggest and best tech company in the world. He just had an interest in calligraphy. And calligraphy, this curiosity in calligraphy, led him to design nicer fonts for computers. And this shaped this entire Apple brand that what it is now today. That's crazy, right? Only this little spark of curiosity. Same for Marie Curie. She is a double Nobel Prize winner. But she didn't wake up by thinking, I want to win 2 Nobel Prizes. She just had a curiosity in radiation. Random thing, right? She just had a curiosity. And this curiosity led her to do experiments. These experiments led to breakthroughs. And before you know it, this simple thing created this whole movement. And it all just started with a question: I wonder if. I wonder what will happen if I do this. I wonder what will happen if X. You can ask yourself that as well, on literally anything. How weird and silly it might be. Okay, so here's something that works for me, and hopefully it can work for you as well. You have to stop trying to find your purpose and start following your curiosity. Try and notice what keeps you interested throughout the day. What sparks that curiosity, even if it's small or unrelated. And then just take that first small initial step into that direction. And it can be anything. Read a book about it, watch a YouTube video on it or a course. You can have a simple conversation with a good friend. And then just keep going. Be consistent with it and you'll see where you end up. You have to realize that purpose isn't something you just wake up with one day. Yeah, purpose is something you realize you've built, choice by choice, action by action. You don't have to see the whole ladder to take that first initial step. If I changed your view on purpose, I would love to invite you to watch this other video that is on screen. Maybe it will spark your curiosity as well. Then I want to wish you all the best of luck. Feed the mind, the body, and the soul, as one cannot function without the other. I love you and see you next video.